Story, an illegal immigrant crackdown. The Supreme Court has sided with President Trump on a key immigration ruling.
It comes amid a battle over the Pentagon's funding of the president's border wall.
Griff Jenkins is live in Washington, where the Trump administration is celebrating a big victory. Griff.
Good morning. That's right. They are. The Supreme Court ruling 5-4 in favor of the Trump administration, saying federal immigration authorities can detain immigrants awaiting deportation at any time after release from prison, and restricting when they can secure bond or parole to contest their removal, especially in cases when the government deems them a risk to commit certain, quote, dangerous crimes. Meanwhile, on the border in El Paso yesterday, agents nabbed more than 400 illegal immigrants in just minutes. First, a group of 194 at 2:45 a.m. near a high school. Then 5 minutes later, a second group of 245 near El Paso downtown. Question now is, what are they going to do with them? They are out of places to put them beyond capacity. And here in Washington, the border battle continues after the Pentagon released that list of projects that could be tapped for wall money, generating, as you see, nearly $13 billion in unawarded funding, pulling from everything from water treatment plant improvements to airfield security and hangar maintenance. Senator Jack Reed, Democrat Senator Jack Reed, warning people to check to see if they could be affected, tweeting this: Trump administration finally releases its list of at-risk MilCon projects that could be put on the chopping block in order to divert billions to pay for Trump's ineffective border wall. Take a look. Military bases in your state could be negatively impacted. Unclear, though, if this will affect Congress's vote next week to try and override the president's veto. One thing I will add about these large waves, that confirmed yesterday in neighboring RGV sector, Sister Norma Pimentel, who is with Catholic Charities that handles a lot of the catch and release folks, said she was contacted by CBP and told to be on notice for larger releases coming. That's just a fact of the situation that's going on our border, guys.
Hey, Griff, just to recap, you put up an image. Control room, could we put that up? All those people, something like 400 were arrested in just minutes. That was one single bust?
That's right. So you've got at 2:45 a.m., 194, 5 minutes later, 245, which is what you're looking at there. It is coordinated, clearly, to have such two large groups so closely together. And again, I confirmed yesterday, speaking with the sister in the neighboring RGV, which has even larger numbers, that they should be on notice because they're going to start releasing these people in mass because they have nowhere to put them.
Yeah, but no crisis. All right.
Right.
Griff, thank you very much.
Thanks, Griff.
Right. And El Paso, that's where Beto O'Rourke once ruled, and he said it would be a good idea to take down the fence because there is no problem there.
Yeah. I think the visual of this makes a difference, though. When you see those crowds, hearing the number isn't the same as actually seeing the visual. And obviously, we have big victories for President Trump with the Supreme Court now looking at that, $12+ billion that he may be able to allocate. I think he's standing firm on this issue. I do not think he's going to cave, especially leading into the 2020 election.
All right. Meanwhile, let's tell you the story of a 26-year-old man by the name of 27-year-old man by the name of Jamar Beach. He was riding a motorcycle in North Carolina in September when he was struck and killed by somebody who was in the country illegally. His name, Neri Damian Cruz Carmona. The impact was so violent, he was decapitated. Yep. Well, now he has had his day in court. He pled guilty to felony hit and run. It was the only charge they could bring in court because they could not prove that he caused the accident or that he was driving drunk.
Yeah, I spoke with Camille Robinson actually in the 6 a.m. hour, and she is demanding that the illegal be deported. Take a listen.
My son, he lived life as if every day was the last day, and I didn't intend for his last day to come so soon. Mr. Cruz Carmona, he never stopped. He decapitated my son and kept going with his body lodged in the side of the van. And so for me, that's not an accident, that was a choice. His punishment should be deportation. He's committed a crime, so therefore he doesn't deserve the opportunity to live in the land of the free.
Right, and it's not the President of the United States fighting this. It is someone directly affected fighting this. So see if they can make any progress.
And very important to hear from people like this. I mean, when you hear her talking about the loss of her child and you make these issues real for people, these aren't just stats, these aren't just numbers. These are real people whose real lives have been affected by illegal immigrants coming over here. She should never have been here to begin with, and she says that. This is someone who should not have been here to begin with.
But people down there are infuriated because of his sentence.
That's right.
He wound up with 20 to 33 months in prison, but with the credit for time served, he could be out of prison after killing that man in 14 months.
Right. And this is a guy, remember, who fled the scene. He fled the scene of the crime.
And that's why the mother of the victim wants this man deported.
All right. Meanwhile, 7 minutes after the hour, let's talk more about the election. So